Hello guys from Plant Reviews, today the 30th of May, so late spring here in Kent, England, and I will talk today about one of my favorite bulbs for the very exotic flowers and the very nice fragrance. It is not very powerful, but it's absolutely delightful, so that's really one flowering plant that you really I really recommend you look after it and look for it as well. This plant is the Ismene festalis, also called Hymenocallis festalis, actually, sorry, Ismene cross festalis, or Hymenocallis cross festalis, because this plant is actually an hybrid between two species, Ismene narcissiflora and Ismene longipetala. These plants were grouped until about 30 years ago in the Hymenocallis group, together with other plants called spider lilies, like for example Hymenocallis harrisiana. However, they were later grouped in their own genus due to anatomical differences that I will describe later on. This plant is also known as Peruvian daffodil as well as spider lily, even if the term spider lily is assigned to many different species of lilies, or actually pseudo lilies that are not really true lilies. The genus, well, the no common name Peruvian daffodil actually indicates the place of origin of these plants, that is South America. Indeed, in the wild, these species, the species of the genus Ismene, are found in Peru, Ecuador, and Bolivia. They are widely cultivated in in gardens throughout the world, for you can see the amazingly beautiful and exotic flowers. This is, as I said, they were grouped together with the Hymenocallis until the 1990. However, they were separated due to differences in the structure both of the plant and of the flower. In Ismene, the leaves form, actually, as you can see, a pseudostem, while in Hymenocallis they never do. Also, about the arrangement of the flowers. They are usually pendant or subpendant in the Ismene, in the Ismene species, or declinate. You see, indeed, in this flower is the flowers are held horizontally, while in Hymenocallis they are usually erect or suberect, so they actually they point towards the sky, so to say. The flowers themselves are actually quite similar, both in Ismene and Hymenocallis. In the shape, they have this beautiful cap from which the stamens protrude, and they have 6 tepals that elongates in a spidery octopus way, sometimes curling at the end. However, in Ismene, usually, as you can see, the stamen cap is usually striped with green, as you can see at the base of the cap, while in Hymenocallis is never striped with green. Also, the distribution of the species is different. As I said, Ismene is usually is distributed in Peru, Bolivia, and Ecuador, while Hymenocallis is distributed from the southern part of North America to the northern part of South America. They are never found that south as Peru, Bolivia, and Ecuador. However, talking about Hymenocallis, this is a hybrid, as I said, between Hymenocallis longipetala and Hymenocallis narcissiflora. This cross was obtained by Arthrington Warsaw's about in 1900, about 1900, so about 120 years ago. And this person was an engineer but also a plantsman, and was the co-founder of the International Bulb Society, that unfortunately is no longer active at the best of my knowledge. However, there's many other bulb societies still active, luckily. For example, the most famous of which is the Pacific Bulb Society. However, in the UK is also very famous the Scottish Rock Garden Club, that has several meetings and has a gorgeous website and forums about bulbs and rockery plants as well. This is a plant that is about 60 to 80 centimeters tall. The leaves are quite big, I would say. The color is bright green. As you can see, they are very loved by snails. This is a plant that is very vigorous. The leaves at the moment are not that big, but they can reach about 50-60 centimeters anyway. They form, as said before, a pseudostem on which the flower stalk is born, and it bears usually between 3 and 5 flowers. In this case, I have I do have, I have 4 flowers. One aborted one that is dry, one that has been eaten by snails, one that has been partly eaten by snails, as you can see by this window, by this hole on the stamen cap of this one, and one that fortunately is entire enough to still show you how beautiful the flower is. As I said, the 6 tepals are pure white, and they basically go outward of the base of the flower in a beautiful elegant way. You see how long and thin are the tepals, and what a nice curl at the end. The aspect is very, very exotic. At the center there is a stamen cap. These flowers resemble a little bit a daffodil. However, in the daffodils, as you know, the anthers are not born at the end of the cap, like in the in the Ismene, and actually in the Hymenocallis as well. You see the difference. The anthers originate actually from the periphery of the cap, while the female part, the stigma, it originates from the center. I've never been successful to breed sexually this species, that is fertilizing with the pollen from the anthers the stigma of the flower. I've not been successful neither pollinating the Ismene cross festalis with other Ismene cross festalis, nor with, no, sorry, I need to invert the words. I have not been successful nor with cross-pollinating different individual of Ismene cross festalis among them, nor with pollinating Ismene cross festalis with the Ismene cross sulfur queen, that is a different Ismene with slightly shorter petals and more creamy and green flowers. This plant has flowers that are also fragrant. The fragrance is a light fragrance, is still very delightful. It is kind of fresh and sweet at the same time. It's not overpowering at all. It's very difficult to describe this fragrance. Resemble a bit this kind of freshly cleaned, washed clothes that some other plants have, and is one of my favorite fragrances. Actually, it is something very strange to smell it in a flower. It's a pity that this fragrance in this cross is not that powerful. However, obviously in the garden you really need to stick your nose into the flower, while in the room instead obviously has more chances to permeate the air a little bit more. And the good thing about this fragrance is that it's not overpowering or intoxicating at all. The flower itself can be, it is quite big. This is an old plant, and actually I didn't fertilize it much last year, so it produced a smaller flower, about, I would say, about 10-12 centimeters in diameter. However, usually the Hymenocallis festalis and the Hymenocallis, the Hymenocallis cross festalis, as well as the very similar Hymenocallis cross Swanenburg variety, has bigger flowers. However, as you can see, the shape is absolutely gorgeous. Cultivation wise, this is a plant that needs, as most bulbs, well drained soil and ideally full sun. Can take partial shade, but really full sun is the best for this plant. Also, these plants are tender. They come from an area that has very dry and not very cold winters. The most of the rainfall happens during the southern hemisphere, spring and summer. So really the conditions in the UK are completely different, while most of the rainfall here falls usually between autumn and winter, and usually spring as well, even if this year has not been very rainy. I've been watering my pots and gardens almost every other day, and it's true that we are enjoying a beautiful sun anyway, and the plants are also enjoying a lot all of this sun. So due to the fact that the bulbs are tender, at least in most of the UK, what I do is I lift the bulb before freezing, as recommended by all the sources I've read, and I put them in the just in the coolest part of the living room, well aerated, so temperature about 18-20 degrees, and even if it's not that cold, I've never had any problem in the bulbs resprouting and blooming the year after. This is the first flower in bloom. However, other plants are producing as well some stems, from which I hope the flowers will not be eaten by the snails. Let's see. About the bulbs, usually ideally in the garden should be, or in the pot should be planted at least like 15-20 centimeters apart. I a little bit overcrowded the plants because I didn't have many pots. However, what I will do is I will fertilize them very well, so hopefully the bulb will have enough energy to grow this year and to bloom next year as well. As I said, propagation, I've never been able to propagate this plant by seeds. However, this plant produces a lot of offsets bulbs, and you can easily increase your stock. These are all from one bulb. You can easily increase your stock really in a few years, and considering how beautiful are the flowers, I'm sure you won't have any problems in giving them to friends or relatives. The plant, as I said, is a really gorgeous plant. If you are looking for fragrant flowers, I can recommend it. If you are looking for very fragrant flowers, really is not a flower that can permeate the air with its perfume like a jasmine or a lilac or a buddleia. However, if you're looking for a cut flower that is fragrant, actually the Hymenocallis cross festalis is one of the best. They have a very long vase life, and as I said, the fragrance is absolutely delightful. It's not intoxicating or overpowering. Therefore, I really think that this is the plant for you. And even if it's not particularly powerful, its fragrance, surely this plant will not go unnoticed, considering the beautiful exotic flowers that look really almost like inspired to buy a fantasy book. As you can see, the plant is gorgeous, both in profile and frontally, sorry, sideways as frontally as well. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you would like to support my channel, just please click on the button subscribe, and this way also you will have updates when my new videos are published. And obviously, if you like the video, please give a thumbs up. If you don't like it, please give it some thumbs down. And also, every comment, both positive or negative, or any of your questions, is more than welcome here below, and I will try my best to respond to you as soon as possible. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time, guys. Cheers.